What's going on, YouTube? It's Washkins here, and I'm coming at you another video today. Today's video is going to be a little different. It's not about weight loss today. Today I want to talk about separation and loss. I'm sure everyone watching this video can relate. And I just want to discuss my experience with separation and loss, having lost loved ones. Lost a relationship, my ex-wife. Lost friends, and all this stuff is kind of related. And a few things happen to me whenever a loss happens, and that's depression, regret, and man, it's like a vicious cycle. They come hand in hand almost all the time, and God, they're bad, right? You just relive old moments, and you think about what could have been and what you could have done differently. Especially if it's a loss. Losing someone's probably one of the hardest things you have to deal with in your life, especially someone close, someone that you loved. So it's a hard thing to deal with, and our brain just goes back to those times where it's like, man, I should have done this, I should have done that, and it's kind of self-defeating in its own right, but it serves a purpose, because we want to keep the memories alive, even the bad ones. Living in the past is a hard thing to get out of right after the loss or the separation from someone that you loved, because it's all you have left, right? Memories, old experiences, all those times, good or bad, and you can't change the past, right? So it's easy to go back and say, oh man, I should have done this, I should have done that. There's nothing you can do about it. It's over. That time has passed. And dealing with that's one of the hurdles that you go through, or I went through, is just realizing there's nothing that can be done, nothing more can be done in that situation, as far as the interaction with the person or people that there's nothing that can be done. Everything is already done, and it is what it is. And that's kind of hard to accept right at the beginning, because, God, if I could just go back, right? A great way to deal with some of these things is to have a group of people, supportive people, that you can rely on, that you can talk to, and not just talk to, not text, not email, but talk to, sit down and talk to, and have a real conversation with, and let it all out, and don't hold back, because part of dealing with losing a loved one, or losing a relationship, or losing friends, is you got to be able to be honest, because when you hold things in and you don't let it out, those things stay there, and the only way to get rid of those things or deal with those things is to let them out and be honest about it. So you need to have someone that you trust, or a group of people that you trust, like a safety net. Your pastor, church, or whatever your situation is. But you need to be able to sit down with a group or a person that you trust and be able to open up and cry, or be angry, or whatever it is you're feeling. You need to be able to let those emotions out without holding them in, and not be afraid to let those out, because it's it's part of the healing process. So you need just surround yourself, not all the time, but give yourself an opportunity to let these emotions and feelings out, with people that will support you, and that you have trust in, and that you can do this with. Cherish your memories. I told you not to live in the past. I try not to live in the past, but your memories, you need to cherish them. The good and the bad, it's all part of the experience. it's always good to hold fast to something good. You know, I've lost grandparents and friends. Rest in peace, Steve-O. And just a lot of things happen, just like everyone else. And it's good to hold on to some of those gems, you know. So you don't, by no means is getting over your depression and your regret forgetting someone. You never do that. You always remember. So just find a gem or two like I have done and hold on to that. And it brings a smile on my face when I think about it sometimes. I got notes today, so I'm cheating a little bit. But it's kind of a lot of stuff to get into, so I needed them. Moving forward, kind of trying to get back on track from these things. Set small goals for yourself like I did. I just set small goals. Some things that you can accomplish, because once you start accomplishing your small goals, whatever they may be, you start rebuilding yourself. You start feeling better about yourself and what you're doing. And it heals wounds. Taking care of things and accomplishing things it's a healing thing. Working on yourself is a healing process. It's really good. Going through these things will help you become wiser and stronger. More self-aware of how things affect you. And not everyone's the same. So things work differently for everyone. But when you go through something tough, you go through something hard, and it's very hard to deal with, and you don't know what you're going to do, it builds character and it builds something inside of you. Now, I'm not saying it should toughen you out. It shouldn't make you stiff or numb, but more aware of what's going on. Okay, you don't want to put up brick walls and say, "Oh, nothing messes with me," you know, because that's not how we work. You know, things do affect us, and it's okay that they affect us. They're supposed to. But we find tools, we learn, and we find tools to deal with things. And the best way to learn is through experience. And unfortunately, loss and separation, it's one of the hardest things to learn how to deal with. Become more compassionate and help others. So when you go through something tough and you come out at the end and you're okay, or you're working to be okay, it is beneficial to you to reach out to others. Kind of like the way that people supported you when you're going through it. When you reach out to others, man, it helps you a lot. And it helps that person because they have a friend now that they can open up to and rely on. And I'm telling you, just having someone unload on you their emotions and what they're going through, and being there with them in that moment will change your relationship with that person and just really create a great bond, and it's a wonderful experience to help someone through something like that. So I'm totally down with just supporting each other, because that's what we do. We're social animals. We're not supposed to deal with things by ourselves. We socialize, and so we rely on each other to get through certain things. Helping others helps yourself. It really does. And being thankful. It's hard to be thankful whenever you're going through a very loss or separation, because, man, you're sad. You're sad. You're not happy about anything at that point. But as you start healing, and as you start, or as I start healing, or getting better, going through something, being thankful definitely will take me out of that dark place. Or, when you think about, there's nothing you can do about what happened, but you can be thankful for the times that you had together, and grateful that you had those times. It's just a good thing to be grateful and thankful. It's a wonderful thing to say, you know what? I loved every second of it, or you hated every second of it, but you're thankful it was there. Anyway, that's about all I got on this topic. If you have any suggestions, tell me maybe how you got through some stuff. Hit me in the DMs. It's just been on my mind lately, so I just wanted to get this out there. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. If you like this video, please like it. If you want to share it, share it. If you want to leave a comment, hey, write whatever you want. This is Washkins, and I'm out of here. And I love you all.